Greetings, Culturians, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we have to discuss a very important issue, Captain America's failure. That's right, we are not anywhere close. We're 5 weeks away, I believe, from Captain America Brave New World, and it's already predicted to be a flop. The numbers that are being thrown out and the complete lack of hype tell everybody this, but we're going to talk about it, and because it's important to us, I think we're going to come to the right conclusion. There is zero reason to see this film since, well, all the test screeners have said it's bad every single time they've showed it to them. Not to mention the fact that the predictions of 81 to 107 million are absolutely ridiculous. If it makes it to 81 million, fine. And again, these numbers are all domestic, but I have no faith it'll get any higher. 107 million, you have got to be kidding me. But before we get into it, I just want to remind you, please check that you're still subscribed to the channel. There's over 60% of you that are not currently, and I would like that number to go way, way up. And if you think you're subscribed, double check right now. Right now, I'm offering the free subscribe policy. That's right, your subscription absolutely free, and I guarantee that subscription free forever. Now, if you want to become a member, that's something else entirely, but your subscription is free, and you definitely want to turn on that bell notification, turn all the notifications on so you don't miss anything. We do between 1 and 3 pieces of content guaranteed every single day, sometimes as many as 5. So when we do something, you don't want to miss it. On that note, let's push on right now. So let's break this all down. For whatever reason, Disney/Marvel decided to chuck over $500 million at this project. At least that's the prediction by the time the deal is done. That means that this film will have to make well over $1.3 billion to be profitable. In fact, it maybe even to break even. We don't know. We know for a fact that if you don't make $500 million as a Disney product, you are definitely a failure. And if you don't make over 800 million, you're probably a failure at that point, even then. But I guess the most important thing is there's been no excitement for this film, no buzz whatsoever. This is one of those things that makes you scratch your head and wonder what the heck they're thinking over there in Feige land. I have no incentive to see this film other than it's what I do for my YouTube channel. So see it, I will, and I'll give you my opinion and rating once I have. But leading into it, I have no interest. I am very worried. They went with the least popular version of Captain America by sticking with the terrible iteration created in the television show because you decided to pass the mantle of Captain America to a non super soldier in Falcon Cap, which again, the show was garbage. I have no expectations above that for the film. And if for some reason it is good, I will tell you, but I don't think it's going to be good. And you probably don't either. With a budget equal to the domestic gross product of many small nations, Captain America Brave New World is predicted for some reason to scale between 81 million and 107 million domestically, as I mentioned before. First and foremost, those numbers even come out of reputable sources like Box Office Theory, who does a pretty good job with these things, but I don't think has been given a lot of great information. And I also think that between now and release time, those numbers will fall. And there are many reasons for that. We'll start first with casting. Casting makes films work. And if you have a good cast, you oftentimes get a good result. If you have a good cast and a great story, you get an incredible result, at least most of the time. And right now, they've managed to cast people and put people in positions in this film that most diehard fans are going to say, what? Who? And of course, the plot, you're going to get, well, not a lot of a plot. In fact, it's going to have a lot of continuity problems because of how many reshoots there were. This film at one point reshot 3 major elements: Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. And even after doing all of that, reshooting an entire film, they ended up back at the drawing board in a lot of respects. And there are many, many reshoots, including even new characters and characters actually being lifted from the film entirely, including some wrestling character I had no idea about. And the problem with remantling a character like they've tried to do with this version of Captain America is everybody knows it's not real. That's not really Captain America. Safer to just recast in somebody that looks a little like Chris Evans, so at least you could move forward with a character that people could glom onto and feel like they were a continuation of the same experiences that the previous character had. But of course, they went the wrong road, and we're going to have a lot of bologna sausage tossed into this one to try to explain a non super serum superhero with some kind of weird Black Panther technology that nobody's ever tried to use before as an explanation for ridiculousness. I will say this: I believe the current level of MCU fatigue will put this film at a disadvantage because outside of Deadpool and Wolverine, when was the last successful Marvel film that you can remember? Because it certainly wasn't before that. It certainly wasn't the Marvels, which is a complete trash fire that everybody rejected. It certainly isn't any other thing along the way. I don't believe, despite the new hype, that Thunderbolts will be any better. And I know for a fact by the time we get to Fantastic Four, everybody's going to be doubting that that thing is any good at all. I can already tell you, it's not. So, with the Marvels in the rear view, why would you go out and make a film like this? Brave New World needed to be something that the fans could wrap their arms around and feel like a return to the norm. There's been a long time since there's been a return to the norm, and it would certainly bolster ticket sales and interest a broader audience. This is not going to do that. Deadpool and Wolverine, we can explain the success in many different ways. You have brilliant characters played by brilliant actors who've played those characters for a long time. They're acceptable. They live within a certain set of storylines that we can all understand. And despite the fact that we went back into the ridiculous of the multiverse, fans felt like we maybe stepped away from that. Oh boy, did we not. And who can argue that largely that film was driven by a certain amount of nostalgia, the opportunity to say goodbye to the X-Men of the past who we grew up enjoying and loving despite them being made by Fox. And the fact that we basically have celebrated the ending of that in the beginning or the death throes in whatever Kevin Feige's Fantastic Four is going to be, which is already compromised because we went with the female version of Silver Surfer, which was not popular at all at any point in time. Don't let them lie to you. Again, if you try to compare Deadpool and Wolverine to this coming film, that's apples and oranges. No comparison. That's why $100 million plus is impossible. And considering how little that will be going into weekend two, expect a 60% drop off, if not more, because that's the average for most MCU films. They're incredibly front loaded, not just here domestically, but globally, worldwide. And that means that these films have no chance, or this particular film has no chance of hitting over $1 billion. It just isn't going to happen. And it's not like the marketing's been hitting it out of the park. The teaser was garbage. The first trailer is not very interesting. They're not setting the world on fire, which is what you have to do to get people back interested in something like the MCU. A return to excellence instead of a maintenance view of the lackluster. Latest trailer, 16 million views. Dislikes, 40,000. That's not ringing a lot of positivity to me. So, in the 5 weeks remaining till the film comes out, I see a lot of downgrading about to happen. I see Box Office Theory and many others elect to play it a little more safe and actually give us some authentic, reasonable predictions because none of this is reasonable. There are a lot of things killing this film's buzz. But I have to ask you because I'm curious what you think. Are the test screenings and reshoots the things that are compromising this film? Or is it just the simple fact that nobody wants to accept Anthony Mackie's Falcon as Captain America? Because guess what? The comics didn't exactly appreciate it either. I'm also curious if you have your own prediction for what this film will do opening weekend domestically here in North America and what you think the final total for this will be. Because I think it's going to be all over the map and I would like your input. I still have a feeling this thing will be lucky if it scratches 750 million. which won't even take care of all of the budgetary expenses in this film because of what the take is going to be and how much marketing they're going to have to put into it. But as I said, let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. Is this film going to open to 81 million, 107 million, more, less? Again, let me know in the comments section below. And as always, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, see ya for real.